Ciao a tutti, welcome back to Daily Italian with Elena. I am Elena, and today we're going to talk about the subject personal pronouns, which means the pronouns like I, you, he, she, we. So the pronouns you use when you want to talk about the subject of the sentence, the subject of the action, of the verb that you're using. Let's get started. Io, tu, lui, lei, egli, ella, esso, essa, noi, voi, loro, essi, esse. Okay, the first thing to say is, what is the difference between egli, ella, esso, essa, lui, lei? Lui and lei are definitely the most used ones when you are speaking, when you are talking. I rarely hear someone saying egli or ella. That's more formal, also more old, but it's still used mainly in the books or in the Italian books to learn, for example. So in those cases are more used. But if not, if you're just talking, I think you should just use lui and lei. That are the easiest and the most used ones. Esso and essa are also very rarely used, and they are mainly used to talk about objects. So you wouldn't use them to talk about a person, and in general you wouldn't use them that much. But you will find them in books, for example, so it's good to learn them, to remember them, maybe more in a passive way, so you know what they mean. We also have the word ciao, that's more used to talk about an object. Ciao, it just means it in English, and it's definitely more used than esso or essa, so I suggest you use that one instead. The same thing happens for the plural. Loro, essi and esse. Loro is the most used one, and you use it both for males and females. Essi and esse, you can still use it, but it's a bit more formal. Finally, remember that essi and esse. What's the difference? When do we use them? Obviously, you use essi to talk about a group of males and esse to talk about a group of females. But remember that in Italian, even if you have just one male and 3, 4, 5 more females, we still use the pronoun referred to the male, because there is one male, so everyone becomes male. Let's repeat them all together now one more time, and then we'll make a few examples, a few sentences with the pronouns in them. Io, tu, lui, lei, egli, ella, esso, essa, noi, voi, loro, essi, esse. Now let's make a few examples, a few sentences. Io sono Elena. Io sono Elena. Tu sei inglese. Tu sei inglese. Lui è gentile. Lui è gentile. And here you can say also egli è gentile. Egli è gentile. Lei è simpatica. Lei è simpatica. Also here you can say ella. Ella è simpatica. Noi siamo intelligenti. Noi siamo intelligenti. So the adjective is intelligente, but here we're talking about something that's plural, we. So intelligente, the e becomes I, intelligenti. Voi siete italiani. Voi siete italiani. Also here, the adjective is italiano, but it becomes plural, italiani. In this case, I give for granted that the you all that I'm talking about is a male, italiani, but I could also say voi siete italiane. So the pronoun is voi for everyone, male and female, and then according to who I'm talking to, I will change just the adjective, italiane. Loro sono americani. Loro sono americani. Essi sono americani, or esse sono americane. So according to essi americani, male, esse americane, female. So in all these sentences, as you can see, I use the verb to be. Io sono, to say, loro sono, but remember that these pronouns are the subject of the sentence, so I will use them with any verb. Io ho 20 anni, io mangio, io faccio la spesa, so any other verb. Okay, I hope you got them. If you need, review this video to learn them a little better, to learn the right pronunciation, but just practice, just have some fun, write some sentences with them, and try to see if you remember them all. Remember though that in Italian, most of the time we don't say these pronouns out loud unless it's necessary, unless we want to specify it, because in Italian, as you will find out, or you already know, the verbs are declined for each person. So the verb for each person is going to be different. So even if we don't say the subject, the pronoun of the sentence, we already know who's the subject. We know who's doing that action because we can see it from the verb. So let's take the verb to be. If I say to say, or if I just say, I know that this say is you, because I know that there are no other person that can have the verb say except for you. But there are cases where this doesn't happen. So if I say sono, I might talk about me, io sono, or them, they, loro sono. So it depends. Most of the time though, remember that we don't use the pronoun subjects, because we know who's the subject, we know it from the context. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If so, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, bye, ciao!